Diddy is not giving up, even before he gets to the trial, he's not giving up on trying to get out of jail. You know that he has been turned down twice to get out on bail, and he is being held in Brooklyn and will be there until the trial begins.
Unless he appeals and an appeals court says the judge was wrong, the judge should have allowed him to post bail, which is exactly what they are going to try and do.
Right, and he has brought in new lawyers to try and get this done.
TMZ recently revealed that Diddy is fighting for his release from jail before his trial. He has been denied bail twice and is currently being held in Brooklyn. Diddy is appealing the judge's decision and has brought in new lawyers to strengthen his case and make another attempt at securing bail before the trial. Rumors suggest that Diddy is struggling with being in jail following his arrest on charges including racketeering and misconduct. Reports claim he has been placed on self-harm watch, sparking concerns about his mental state while in detention.
Harvey, I'd go beyond hard. I think this is an impossible task. You're asking an appellate court judge to say that the trial court judge got it wrong, to your point, abuse of discretion, but it's based on the evidence before the trial judge. There's going to be a tremendous amount of deference given to the trial judge on his interpretation of the evidence. I can't see an appellate court overruling it just simply based on some sort of abuse of discretion. Just not here.
TMZ has reported that Diddy is facing serious charges, including racketeering and trafficking. He has been denied bail twice, and his time in prison is reportedly becoming increasingly difficult for him.
Diddy was staying at the
Park Hyatt
Hotel in Midtown Manhattan. He apparently knew this was coming.
Yes, he's been preparing for this. And just hours before his arrest, was walking around the streets of New York, talking to fans, taking selfies with them. He and his son, Christian King Combs, were walking around talking to fans. So he seemed like he didn't have a care in the world. He'd been there earlier in the week. He was, over the weekend, was in Central Park.
Diddy is currently being held at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, which is known for its poor conditions, including inadequate sanitation, substandard medical care, and low-quality food. These conditions have reportedly contributed to his anxiety and panic during his ongoing detention.
Combs has been denied bail in connection with the sexual abuse and sex trafficking charges he faces. And as Les Trent reports, the music mogul who once traveled by private jet to all those mansions is now in a jail that is notorious for its bad living conditions.
Is it inside this federal lockup? There have been 2 murders, 4 suicides, and numerous stabbings and lockdowns in recent years. It's so out of control inside that 4 federal judges are reportedly refusing to send any more prisoners here.
A legal expert has reportedly stated that Diddy could be facing several years in prison, indicating that the charges against him are serious and carry potentially significant legal consequences if convicted. The outcome could result in a lengthy prison sentence, depending on the severity of the allegations and the evidence presented. This development marks a major turning point in his career and personal life, especially given his high-profile status in the entertainment industry.
There's really no deal that the U.S. Attorney's Office can offer, and it's certainly not one that Diddy will accept. It would involve decades in federal prison. We're talking about mandatory minimum sentences of 10 years for both the drug charges and the sex trafficking. So we know that Diddy has fought charges before. There were state charges, there were gun-related, the nightclub shooting with J-Lo, but he's going to dig in his heels, and this case is going to trial. So if you're prosecutors, you really want to make sure that your evidence is bulletproof before you go down that road.
Judge Carter, overseeing Diddy's case, denied him bail, citing concerns over potential witness tampering and acts of violence. In response, Diddy has filed an appeal to challenge the decision. The denial of bail suggests that the court views him as a significant risk to the investigation or to others involved, further complicating his legal battle. This decision underscores the seriousness of the case, as bail denial is typically reserved for situations where there is a strong concern for public safety or interference with justice.
About their ability to handle the scope and complexity of the case. But still, why do you think it took them so long for them to go after Combs, considering they allege his crimes have been going on for more than a decade?
My theory is that the government had an easy time putting together this final prosecution because of all the civil actions existing against Sean Combs right now. The case with Cassie, which that video was shown, his former girlfriend, where he was seen assaulting her. It looked like certainly that he was assaulting her on video. I think the government and investigators were able to accumulate all this easy evidence that was just handed to them.
Diddy's legal case has sparked controversy after a new judge was assigned and evidence was sealed. Having been denied bail twice, Diddy reportedly wants a speedy trial, but the judge questioned whether he preferred that or more time to review the evidence.
Diddy got a new judge and his evidence sealed. And a lot of people are freaking out about this. They're saying that it's super weird timing for all of this to be happening, but it's not exactly what you guys are thinking. And the way Diddy is doing this is actually stupid because he actually wants a speedy trial because he got denied bail twice. So the judge was asking him, so what do you want? Do you want a speedy trial? Do you want to review the discovery that's going to be produced? Do you want to come back in 45 days? Or do you want me to set a trial date? I can set a trial date if you want me to set a trial date. And Diddy's lawyer has already confirmed this multiple times. Once he got denied bail, he kept saying that he was pushing for a speedy trial. And the judge told Diddy when he asked for the speedy trial, whenever you want it. And if I can't try it, I will find a colleague who can if you want to set a trial date. So this could be exactly why Diddy has this new judge assigned to his case, but this is also a downfall for Diddy because the worst thing that you can do is want a speedy trial when you haven't even went through all of your evidence in the discovery.
Diddy's lawyer has firmly proclaimed his innocence despite the serious charges he faces. Following the court appearance, the legal team reiterated their commitment to challenging the accusations and defending him throughout the legal process, emphasizing their dedication to securing a favorable outcome in the ongoing case.
So this was the first step. We have a bail appeal scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30 in front of Judge Carter, the district judge assigned to this case. I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case. And we're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he. And eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent. And so tomorrow we fight again, and we'll fight every day until we don't have to fight anymore.
Diddy's denial of bail has drastically changed his life, shifting him from a life of luxury to the harsh conditions of imprisonment. He is now confined to a basic existence, facing isolation and a monotonous routine, far removed from his former lavish lifestyle.
Including his freak-offs. What a word that's become, honestly. And just to give you a little list of exactly what him and his employees got up to here, we've got sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotic offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery and obstruction of justice. Wow. Like, you know what? You're P. Diddy. You've got all the money in the world. You don't need to do any of this. But for some people, the more powerful they get, the more dark their imagination becomes, and the more they want to push the boundaries to do the craziest fucked up shit possible. And this is what happens when a psychopath gets this much power. Even those words coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, it wasn't enough for him to get consenting, prostitutes who do this by trade. What a trade. Do you know what I mean? I don't remember that in my apprenticeship. But people who do this for a living anyway. It was fun for him to take people who would never ordinarily have been a prostitute into that so that they could become his toys. And by the sounds of it, P. Diddy and his employees would do whatever it took to get women into his inner circle to participate in whatever fucked up shit he was into. He would use threats. He would use intimidation. He would even use the offer of a romantic relationship, that lover boy method that Andrew Tate made famous.
Once accustomed to lavish meals, Diddy now faces a monotonous diet of basic prison food, such as potatoes and processed meat. This change, along with the isolation of solitary confinement, further emphasizes the dramatic shift in his life.
Orchestrated all of these freak-offs, purchased multiple hotel rooms for these freak-offs to take place, had his staff stock the rooms with different items, drugs, lube, extra sheets, things of that nature for the freak-off, didn't allow individuals to not participate in the freak-off. And one of the ways that he did that was by using drugs in order to get them to a state of mind so that they would participate, or he would use the tapes as extortion to force them into these freak-offs. And he did all of this for his own perverted, twisted benefit. I don't know if he was participating in these. I don't know if he was getting off to these videos that he was making. Who knows? This is crazy. I don't know how else to put it. It's crazy. It's terrible. The amount of people whose lives have been forever affected by this. I just want to know some more information, and I want to know who else is involved in this, because I have a feeling that this is going to be massive for the next 2, 3, 4 years and beyond.
Stephen A. Smith also highlighted on his podcast that Diddy's life could be at serious risk while imprisoned. Smith emphasized the harsh conditions of prison and suggested that Diddy's safety is in jeopardy given the gravity of the charges and the environment he's in.
Meanwhile, Suge Knight, remember him? Death Row Rex, remember him? He decided to share some advice with Diddy on his show. Yes, he does have a show from prison. It's called Collect Call with Suge Knight. Here's what he had to say. Look at these quotes. Quote, "I'll tell you what, Puffy, your life is in danger because you know the secrets of who's involved in that little secret room you guys are participating in. You know they're going to get you if they can. Puffy, I'm going to give you some real advice. 2 quick things. You got to make a decision. I'm going to have videotapes on you. I'm going to have audio tapes on you. I'm going to have evidence where you're going to have to capitulate to my demands, so you're going to need to do what I want you to do. That's extortion." It also mentioned murder. What do you think Al B. Sure is alluding to? Kim Porter's gone. The mother of 3 children from P. Diddy is gone. And Al B. Sure goes on his Instagram page with 3 separate Instagram posts, bringing this stuff up, imploring the society and the communities at large, particularly the hip hop and R&B community.
Confronting more than 100 lawsuits, the sheer number of claims makes this one of the most significant legal battles ever seen in the entertainment industry, posing a huge challenge for him.
And as if things couldn't get any worse for embattled music mogul Sean Diddy Combs, today a prominent lawyer came forward saying he intends to file more than 100 different lawsuits from alleged victims.
Claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment, sexual abuse of minors.
A Texas attorney has announced 120 new misconduct allegations against Diddy, including claims of physical misconduct spanning over 25 years. These accusations complicate his chances for bail as they portray him as a significant societal threat. Diddy has pleaded not guilty, and his legal team continues to fight the charges. The new allegations, combined with his ongoing trafficking case, suggest a growing body of evidence that could negatively impact his attempts to secure bail for the 3rd time before trial.
Today, a Texas-based attorney was at a press conference and revealed that there are 120 new sexual allegations. Now, this is a civil complaint that this firm is going to be filing throughout the country. They found that Sean Combs would still be a harm to society. It's very difficult for a judge to set someone on bail when there's so much presumed evidence. And you could think in a scenario where a judge would to release Sean Combs on bail and then something else happens. You have to be really careful.
I hate to say it, but the fact that he was denied bail twice is just working against him even more, because people are like, oh my God, he must really be guilty. I don't know how they're gonna find a jury of his peers. Like, I feel like they'd have to move to, like, go to Alaska or something. Like, do you think his attorney's gonna ask for a change of venue?
Just today, a Texas-based attorney held a press conference and revealed that there are 120 new allegations against Diddy. This is part of a civil complaint that the firm will be filing across the country. The attorney emphasized that these new claims suggest Diddy could still be a harm to society, making it very difficult for a judge to grant him bail with so much presumed evidence. The attorney noted that if a judge were to release Diddy on bail and something else were to happen, it could cause serious complications. The fact that Diddy has been denied bail twice is seen as working against him, leading some to believe that he must be guilty. The attorney also questioned whether it would be possible to find a jury of Diddy's peers, suggesting that they might have to move the trial to a location like Alaska. Before discussing the current lawsuits against Diddy, the speaker briefly mentioned the lawsuit that started it all. Cassandra Ventura, known as Cassie, filed a lawsuit against Diddy on November 16, 2023. She claimed that Combs physically and psychologically mistreated her and forced her into a situation of control. Among the many allegations in her suit, Cassie said that Diddy physically mistreated her in a hotel hallway back in 2016.
Let me ask you this, before we even get into anything else, why bring this lawsuit now, and does it have anything to do with the potential federal investigation happening right now?
So we brought our lawsuit because my client was injured by Mr. Combs, and she had been seeking counsel for some time now. She actually sought out counsel who we all know have cases, including Cassie's lawyers and some other lawyers prior to seeking me out, just looking for representation for her claims. It just so happened to be that now we're at a place where it's essentially inevitable that Mr. Combs will have some level of indictment and face some criminal charges for all of the cases we now know to be public information.
In a recent lawsuit against Diddy, former adult film actress Adria English claims that between 2004 and 2009, he pressured her into using substances and participating in inappropriate activities with guests at his New York and Miami residences.